Hey guys, how you doing? Chris Rod, Sun City Lawn Care. Let's talk about some August lawn care today, guys. As you guys can see, we continue with the mowing program. That's 100%, doesn't ever change, okay? But what are some additional things that you could be doing in August to prepare your lawn for fall? Fall's right around the corner. Fall, autumn, it's usually about the middle of September. So now is your opportunity to start taking care of any kind of issues that you may have inside of your lawn. And let me give you a couple examples inside of my very own lawn today, okay? As you guys mow, you're gonna start to notice certain things like weeds. Let's point out a couple weeds here, guys. That right here, spotted spurs. Look at that guy. That's a broadleaf weed. Tango, what you looking for? Did you find a weed? Did you get a weed, bud? It's very rare to find a weed inside of my lawn, okay? But what I will tell you I have some volunteer flowers growing along this corner of the rock wall, or the edge of the rock wall. I don't know how to do this. Back this way. What happens is on my flower bed, some of these guys get so big and they lean over the rock wall and they start dropping their seeds, and that I've got a couple of them. I'm noticing them and I'm deciding whether to let them, you know, do their thing and grow into a new flower, or just smoke them off with some herbicide. But in lawn care in August, what we want to do is we want to start addressing any kind of issues that we may have inside the lawn, okay? Here are some more issues inside of my very own lawn. Now, I'm not too proud of these two particular areas this time of the year, and for some reason, every single August, September, I start getting these ugly looking spots inside of this lawn, okay? But let's point them out. The first thing I want you to notice is the discoloration, okay? So you got some dark green and some lime green. Same thing over here, dark green, lime green. And then when you get in a little closer, then you start to see all the weeds. Okay, when I say all the weeds, what I primarily have, and it's a late summer broadleaf weed, is spotted spurs. Okay, it grows rampant this time of the year, and you know there's certain things you can do to start treating it. What I like to use is a product called Trimex Southern. I also use Blindside, which got some MSM or methylfuran and some sulfitrazone inside of it. And if I need to throw in a little bit of Conclorac just to help with that, I do that as well to target any kind of crabgrass issues. So same thing back here, there's some spotted spurs. But what you see over here primarily, besides the lime green color and the few little weeds, is the sand leveling we did early season. It just never really filled in, and what happened is I had an irrigation issue that I was not observant to, and these areas just weren't getting any water. So we fixed those, and now we're starting to irrigate properly. As you can see, I really don't come into this area at all. It's kind of like my blind side. And then we got some gray matter looking stuff back there, and that's from the pool pump, because what I do is I've got dimetris earth inside of my pool filter, and when I clean the pool filter I rinse them off in this area. So it looks like crap right now, to be honest with you. But the lime green issue, that's an issue. Okay, what's the problem? Okay, it could be two things. One, it just lacks nitrogen, or two, I have an iron deficiency. Okay, so we're going to be addressing both of those today. I haven't put down any fertilizer in over since July 4th weekend, okay, because I haven't needed to. I keep my organic material high. My CEC levels are real high inside my soil system, and I feed it biochar and humichar, or humichar if you will, so the plant's always got readily available nutrients, okay? Plus, based on my soil tests, I already know that there's sufficient macro and micros inside the soil. I don't apply fertilizer unless I need to, okay? So the majority of my lawn, nice dark green. I got one area that had spotted spurs. Matter of fact, I just pulled it out, so I don't need to do a lot of weed control there. But in August lawn care, you keep taking care of the weeds, okay? And watch my video later this week. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, like, and hit the bell notification so you boost that YouTube algorithm, so when I post the video this coming week, you get notified on the herbicide application or the weed control program that we're going to be talking about with different kinds of herbicides later this week. I can't apply any today because if you haven't seen the background, we got massive cloud coverage. I've had rain all week. It would be irresponsible to put down a herbicide today, so we're not going to do it. But what I am going to do is we're going to go ahead and do an iron application and a chelated iron, and we're going to be putting down, I'm sorry, non-chelated. I forget. I forget the product, but I'll post a picture of it. Either way, iron's going down and my ammonium sulfate, okay? We're gonna go ahead and give this lawn area a nice dose of nitrogen and pick that back up and get that grass to grow back in, okay? So outside of weed control and applying your fertility program, your continued fertility program, keep up the mowing in August. And then lastly, if you have any pest issues, okay? So along this rock wall, you'll see a lot of brown grass there. And what happens is I end up getting sodworms or army webworms as well this time of the season. You're typically going to get those two in the later part of the year as opposed to grub worms. Grub worms, they're at their peak activity around the end of May, early June, and in the fall time, going into the fall, that's when you start getting these freaking dadgum army worms, okay? They will wreak havoc on a lawn. You have to redo or do an application of, if you know you have an issue, I'd put down some dialogues, okay? If you don't see an immediate issue, but you're looking to protect the lawn, continue with your immediate chlorprid applications, okay? Outside of that, that's really August, okay? Now here's the takeaway. Here's the punchline. The reason why you want to take care of any issues or start addressing any fertility deficiencies or pest issues or even fungus issues, okay? And we still can get fungus. We're still in monsoon season here in El Paso. And the reason why you want to keep continuing to take care of these problems, just like back in July or June when you're doing your pest control or your weed control or your fungicide applications, you continue that program throughout August to prepare for your overseeding in September. Now, a lot of you guys have probably already initiated an overseeding process. And the reason why you're doing that, or you'd want to do that, is because you've looked at your first frost date, you've dated back a good 8 weeks to ensure your grass is going to have plenty of time to establish your new seed, okay? So if you've watched my channel last year, you guys know that I overseeded this with perennial ryegrass, and I did that overseeding process the 3rd or 4th week of September. That gave me all of October and 2 weeks in November for that grass to establish, and it looked gorgeous, okay? So the point is that in August, you start taking care of any deficiencies inside of your soil system or inside of your grass so that you can do your overseeding process. There are certain herbicides, which again, stay tuned for my next herbicide video inside the lawn, because we've got some northern grass types that we're gonna be doing applications of Pylex to get rid of any Bermuda grass inside of our tall fescue lawns before we initiate the overseeding process. Now, just to talk on Pylex, for example, okay, that particular herbicide, that selective herbicide, you have to do up to 3 different applications to really get rid of Bermuda grass inside of a northern grass type, okay? You have to space them out every 4 to 6 weeks, okay? Or I think it's every 3 to 6 weeks. Don't quote me on that. But you do these multiple applications. Now, the product label states that you can go ahead and continue your application, but after you overseed, you can't do another application of Pylex for 28 days, okay? So some of these herbicides, which is why I'm telling you for the month of August to continue your weed control program, or definitely initiate it if you haven't done so, because you just got out of the heat of the summer, right? You're not doing any applications in the summertime. Okay, but with these cooler temperatures, we're in the high 60s, mid 80s right now, but lots of rain is when you can get back to controlling some of these weeds so that your lawn, and continue doing your fertility program or your humitar applications so that your lawn and your soil system is ready for an overseeding process if you choose to, okay? Now, normally, your hybrid or your sod Bermuda lawns, you're not going to overseed, okay, with Bermuda seed. If you're transitioning into a ryegrass, that's another story, but the preparation is still there. If you're not overseeding this with Bermuda in the fall time, which you shouldn't be overseeding Bermuda, you just let it go dormant, but you can continue with the solid fertility program so that you can have the greenest lawn the longest time period past November, past that first frost date. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have questions, let me know down in the comments below. Stay tuned again. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, boost that YouTube algorithm, smash that, you know, fertilize that like button so that we can continue this process of August lawn care. Man, that looks gorgeous. Are those stripes? I can't tell. Maybe they're just wheel marks. I don't know. But I had fun today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay tuned. More to follow.